The only way you can enjoy an outing is when you don't have to worry about the cash in your pocket and you can rely on a safe and successful payment mechanism. Welcome back. You're watching TechGig Code Gladiators 2017 with me, Samriti Grover. And bringing this joy to millions of consumers is Pine Labs, one of India's leading payment solutions company. So how do you ensure that your payment is secure and is done in the quickest way possible? Let's find out how India is transforming with just a simple swipe.
Easy transactions, hassle-free payments. This is the era of a cashless economy. And swipe machines are going to become a common phenomenon in this digital age.
The market is really opening up now. It is no longer a story of about 12 cities where there is card acceptance that happens. Today, for example, in our case, in Pine Labs' case, we have gone to more than 300 cities and towns where we are signing up in absolutely category B, C markets, and we see a lot of attraction coming in from those emerging pockets, because yes, I think there is this digital wave that's going through. There is this increased usage by customers coming in with a debit card now as opposed to cash as they used to, and it really makes the environment conducive for somebody like us.
But what goes behind this effective and reliable mode of payment is a perfect set of codes. And Pine Labs, a leading payment solutions provider, is not only creating business opportunities but also giving a platform to their coders to excel and implement the best solutions. And that's one of the reasons why they decided to associate themselves with the leading coding contest in the world, TechGig Code Gladiators 2017.
The kind of coding which we do, that coding involves review by the peers, review by the architects, seniors. There are multiple rounds of testing which we do. So that in a way ensures that the code which goes in production is clean and tested well.
There's a continuous process of innovation happening within the organization, and also a lot of updation of tech skills and the domain skills, and we always keep exploring the new avenues in these areas. And hence, it's a natural process for our tech team members to keep them updated and kind of be part of that evolution.
Meet Khushbu Sharma, a software developer from Pine Labs who managed to take out time from a busy work schedule to practice her coding skills with her colleagues in order to participate in the Code Gladiators contest this year.
I basically joined Pine Labs as a tester, but then my interest basically lied here in coding. So in the first year, I gave this Code Gladiator in 2016. In the intra-company round, I got the first rank, and then everyone was like, okay, if you have interest in coding, then you should give the interview and you should join the coding team. So I gave the interview and then everything was good enough, and so basically then they asked me to join this.
With an aim to consistently innovate, Pine Labs is leaving no stone unturned to provide the best services to their consumers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kapoor, for joining us on this special episode. Let me begin by asking you how the journey really started. So can you talk about, how did you really think of establishing Pine Labs, and how has it evolved over the years?
Right. So, we used to work with oil companies, and we used to provide them various kinds of solutions for their retail environment. These were mostly industrial solutions, but as part of that, we started building a credit card payment system also for them. And then with help from banks, we got access into the retail, the mainstream retail market as well, and we realized there are many problems that most of the large merchants were facing at that point of time relating to payments acceptance at point of sale. And we realized we had the skills to solve some of those problems, and that's how we spotted the opportunity and we started working on that. So over a period of time, our solutions have worked well. Our customers are happy with us, and we have expanded. Now most of the organized retail in the country they use our solutions for payments processing.
So, when we talk about payment mechanism, security is something that is always on everybody's top of mind, whether it's the cashier, the retailer side, or even the consumer. So, how do you, keep that in mind when you're providing a solution to your retail partners?
So you're absolutely, this is hitting the nail on the head. Security and reliability. These are two sort of fundamental pillars of our business, because if the merchant's trust resides on the fact that that his payments transactions are secure, and he has to rely on us that when customer comes, his payments will go through, because otherwise the customer will have to go back. So this has been sort of the part of the design process in our entire approach. And so when we started, so the way we have approached security is that we have, of course, there are various kinds of compliances that one has to go through. The banks ask for compliances, and now RBI also asks for various kinds of compliances and so on. But we have gone one step above that. We have always been ahead of the curve in a way that we've assumed that there are going to be various kinds of attacks that are going to happen on our systems. And we proactively try to sort of build defenses against those and make sure that no matter what worst case situation arises, our systems are secure and they are very reliable in the process.
So you've also right now associated yourself with a cashless payment medium with both Visa and MasterCard, if I may say. How do you think going ahead that would change lives in terms both for the consumer as well as the merchants, making the merchants more efficient in that sense, and for consumers whereas the ease of payments is concerned? Though right now the cap on that transaction is really small currently.
Right. No, I think this is a trend that's very global in nature. That most of the economies, when they're early stages of development, they're cash-based economies, and as they progress, people start realizing that the cost of handling cash and the risks associated with handling cash are high. So there is a natural migration that starts happening from cash to digital modes of payments. Now, digital modes of payment traditionally have been mostly cards. But now there are new types of digital modes of payments that are coming, and what we have done is we have made sure that our solutions are universally ready for accepting various kinds of digital solutions that are sort of coming in the market. So we work with credit cards and debit cards, we work with gift cards, we work with various kinds of prepaid cards, we work with vouchers of various service providers and so on.
Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. It was great talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Making a foray into the corporate gifting space, providing innovative gifting options for employees. Pine Perks is all set to be a game changer when it comes to a great corporate gift idea. And at TechGig Code Gladiators this year, apart from winning the esteemed title of the best coder and a host of cash prizes, the top 5 coders also won Pine Perks coupons. We decode the idea behind the concept of Pine Perks.
I'm now joined by Rakesh Sharma, Senior Vice President at Pine Labs. Thank you so much, Rakesh, for joining us on this special episode.
My pleasure.
Okay, let me begin by asking you, since we're talking about Pine Perks here, traditionally when Pine Perks started, it was a corporate gifting platform. How has the product evolved over the years?
So we started, this platform as a simple catalog, as a platform where we disburse e-vouchers. But as we started interacting with the corporates, we felt that their needs are far more than just getting e-vouchers. So we also understood that they want to automate, they want to do it yourself, DIY, the various aspects. So we introduced the concept of Pine Perks. As the name goes, what we are trying to do is we are trying to handle the perks of various types which are prevalent in corporate life. So when I say perks, does not mean an incentive that you get, but it goes from rewards and recognition which employees get, a promotion scheme which a corporate wants to run for their customers, tax saving instruments like meal benefits, like fuel benefits. So we have tried to inculcate or incorporate all these benefits in this platform called Pine Perks.
I think taking away from that answer that you said, so if I had to ask you, what is the effectiveness of Pine Perks as a platform as opposed to other offerings that your employers must be gifting you with or offering you?
The employer is not thrusting his choice onto you. Second is, I think one big difference that we are making because of the electronic platform and the mobile platform that we have, typically people used to take many weeks before our incentive is announced and the time it takes to reach the end consumer. Today we do it in one working day. So we have corporates who work with us. They have tens of thousands of end users for whom they want to give incentive. They give us the file in the morning, and by end of the day, the incentive has been delivered with SMS and email confirmations to the end users. So this has been really valued by the employees and channel partners of various corporates. They don't have to wait weeks and months. The impact of a reward is lost if it is delayed by 3-4 weeks.
I believe you're traveling to Bangalore for the TechGig Code Gladiators contest this year. What are your expectations from a coding contest like this, since you've associated yourselves with it?
I think on a larger scale, all these people will be solving problems which you don't even know exist today. So we are inventing problems. In technology, what is happening? We are inventing. We are not. I think inventing is the wrong word. We are discovering problems which exist but we did not know, and these guys do a great job in solving. So I think it's a big impetus in that direction. Selfishly speaking, people like us who participate, I think the visibility to so many corporates, will help us build our brand and associate us with a tech-savvy environment.
Pool, of course.
A talent pool, of course.
Right. All right. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that's all we've lined up for you in today's episode. Next week, we travel to the silicon capital of the country, Bengaluru, to meet some of the top companies who have joined hands to promote coding. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Partnered by Times Influence.